Beyond the Gate spoilers. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful Friday. The weekend is finally here, and I hope you all have your coffee ready because we have some massive, groundbreaking things to discuss today regarding our favorite show. Let's dive right into the absolute madness that just unfolded. I cannot breathe. I am literally sitting here in the dark, typing this up at 2 a.m. because I just finished watching the latest episode and my mind is completely, utterly blown. Are you kidding me right now? Joey Armstrong? Our untouchable, smooth-talking, fiercely protective casino-running Joey is a literal cold-blooded murderer? I need to vent. I need to get this out of my system because I am vibrating with shock. I mean, we all knew he was ruthless in business, but this? This changes absolutely everything we know about the Armstrong family. I've been watching this show religiously since 2015, and I am telling you, this is the most insane, out-of-left-field, yet perfectly logical twist they have ever pulled off in years. And I am entirely here for it. But also, I am absolutely terrified for everyone involved. So, let's just break this down piece by piece because my brain is going a million miles an hour and I need to process this with people who actually understand. Heather sneaking into Joey's office at the casino? I was already screaming at my screen. Girl, what are you doing? He is going to catch you. We all know Joey has eyes everywhere. The man practically breathes casino security footage. But no, Heather is on a mission and she does not care about the risks. And can we talk about the sheer gripping suspense of that scene? The lighting in that casino office was so dark and moody, it felt like a psychological thriller movie. Heather is rifling through his things, heart pounding, and I'm just waiting for the heavy oak door to swing open and for Joey to catch her red-handed. I was clutching my blanket, but then she finds it. The secret drawer, a secret drawer under the desk. I mean, how incredibly cliche, but also how absolutely perfect for a mob boss wannabe like Joey. It is exactly the kind of arrogant hiding spot he would use. But what was actually inside that drawer? I am still recovering from the reveal. A bloody casino chip. A literal, physical casino chip completely caked in dry-eyed, crusty blood. What? When the camera did that dramatic, slow, extreme close-up on the chip, my jaw physically hit the floor. Who in their right mind keeps a bloody casino chip as a souvenir? A psychopath, that's who. I know some people on the forums are loving this dark, gritty turn for Joey, but personally, I am genuinely disturbed. It's one thing to order a hit or make a business rival disappear through intimidation, but to keep a bloody memento in your desk drawer where you work every single day, that is serial killer behavior. And it wasn't just the bloody chip. Oh no, the writers had to give us the full, devastating context right then and there. Next to the chip was an old, faded photograph of that business rival. You guys remember the lore, right? The guy who mysteriously vanished off the face of the earth 10 years ago? 10 whole years! Joey has been sitting on this dark, twisted, violent secret for a whole decade while pretending to be an upstanding businessman. We all just assumed the guy took a massive payoff and skipped town to avoid Joey's wrath. But no, Joey ended him. Joey actually took his life. Because think about it, this explains everything about Joey's character. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take a breath. Okay, back to the point. The realization dawning on Heather's face in that moment was completely Emmy-worthy acting. You could literally see the gears turning in her head, the shock giving way to a sickening understanding. All those years of Joey being this overbearing, hyper-controlling, suffocating older brother. We all thought he was just a control freak who didn't trust her because of her own incredibly messy past. We thought he was just being a typical, overprotective patriarch figure. But no, he's a control freak because he is terrified of losing control of his own life. He is projecting his own massive, murderous guilt and deep-seated paranoia onto her. He has to control every single piece on the chessboard because if one piece goes rogue, his whole house of cards, or should I say, his whole stack of casino chips comes tumbling down. Heather, realizing that her brother isn't just a strict businessman, but a ruthless killer, was a profound, earth-shattering shift in their entire dynamic. It recontextualizes every single argument they have ever had. I'm sorry, but I have to laugh at the sheer irony of this situation. Heather, the woman we have all been side-eyeing for months, the woman who might literally be known as the skewer for crying out loud, is the one clutching her pearls over a murder. Am I the only one who finds this hilariously hypocritical? Heather is no saint. She has a dark, twisted, incredibly shady past of her own. But finding out your fancy, suit-wearing, high-society casino boss brother is actually a butcher? That's a tough pill to swallow, even for someone as morally gray as her. So, what does our girl Heather do with this earth-shattering, life-ruining information? Does she go to the police? Does she confront him in tears, begging for an explanation? Does she run away in fear? Nope. She immediately goes into full supervillain mode and decides to use it for blackmail. I cannot with this family. They are so incredibly toxic, so deeply damaged, and I am eating up every single second of it. This is peak soap opera drama, and I am absolutely living for it. She is going to blackmail him. She is going to hold a 10-year-old murder over his head just so she can keep hanging out with Vanessa McBride. I mean, let's talk about priorities. You find out your brother is a literal killer, and your first thought is, awesome, now I can date, befriend, or manipulate Vanessa in peace without him breathing down my neck. It is so unhinged. It is so perfectly, beautifully unhinged. It shows exactly how twisted Heather's priorities are right now. But let's dig into this Vanessa angle, because I am so deeply invested in whatever twisted game Heather is playing here. Why is she so obsessed with Vanessa? We know Heather has been getting uncomfortably close to her, acting way too friendly, practically inserting herself into Vanessa's life at every turn. Joey has been trying to stop it. Joey has been confronting Heather, demanding to know her intentions, warning her to stay away, and acting like a complete maniac about it. And up until now, I thought Joey was just being his usual overprotective, annoying self. I thought he was just trying to ruin Heather's fun because he doesn't trust her to be a good person. But now I'm looking at Joey's actions in a completely different light. Was Joey trying to protect Vanessa from Heather? Or was he trying to protect himself? If Heather gets too close to the McBride family, if she starts making waves, it brings unwanted attention to the Armstrongs. And a man with a bloody casino chip in his desk absolutely cannot afford unwanted attention from anyone, let alone a prominent family. Remember when they tried a storyline like this with insert past villain years ago? The whole secret in the desk drawer trope? Yeah, it didn't work then either because that character was basically untouchable. But Joey? Joey is incredibly vulnerable right now. Joey has enemies everywhere. Vernon Dupree is already breathing down his neck, demanding the truth about the casino operations and getting all up in his business. Joey is fighting wars on multiple fronts, and now his own sister has the nuclear launch codes to his total destruction. I am genuinely terrified for Heather, though. Because let's be real for a second. If Joey was willing to murder a business rival 10 years ago and keep a bloody souvenir, what is he going to do when he finds out his sister is blackmailing him with it? Will he actually hurt her? Will he kill his own flesh and blood to protect his empire and his freedom? I want to say no. I want to believe he loves his sister somewhere deep down. But after tonight's episode, I don't know who Joey Armstrong is anymore. He is a total stranger to me. And Heather is playing with absolute fire. She thinks she has the upper hand. She thinks this bloody chip is her golden ticket to freedom and control. But she's cornering a wounded, highly paranoid animal. When you back a killer into a corner, they don't just surrender and do what you say. They lash out. They bite. I can already see the confrontation scene playing out in my head, and it is going to be explosive. Joey is going to lose his absolute mind when she drops this bomb on him. I know some people on the forums are saying Heather is stupid for not just taking the chip straight to the cops. And yeah, logically, in the real world, that would be the smart move. But this is soap opera logic, people. We don't do logical. We do messy, dramatic, drawn-out blackmail plots that inevitably blow up in everyone's faces during a major town event. I bet this all comes to a head at some big charity gala or casino anniversary party in a few months. Mark my words, it is going to be a public disaster. Let's take a second to talk about the physical evidence itself. A bloody chip. Dried blood from 10 years ago. If Heather threatens to take that to the police, Joey knows they can run DNA on it. He knows forensic science has advanced in the last decade. He knows it will match the missing rival. It is irrefutable, physical, damning proof tying him directly to a decade-old cold case. He can't just talk his way out of this one with a slick smile, a tailored suit, and a clever lie. He is dead to rights. So, Heather is going to walk into his office tomorrow, look him dead in the eye, and tell him to back off Vanessa, or else she sends him to prison for the rest of his life. The sheer audacity, the absolute nerve. I am cheering for her because I love a messy queen. But I am also screaming at her to run for her life. Because Joey's eyes, did you see his eyes in the last few scenes of the episode? He looks exhausted, he looks stressed, he looks like a man on the absolute edge of a massive psychological breakdown. He's been dealing with Vernon Dupree confronting him. He's been trying to warn Bill Hamilton about his health, which, by the way, is a whole other mess with Haley poisoning him, but that's a massive rant for another day. Joey is spinning plates, trying to keep Fairmont Crest under his thumb, trying to manage the casino. And now his own sister is about to yank the tablecloth right out from under him. The stress alone might give him a heart attack before he even makes it to prison. What if Vanessa finds out? What if Heather slips up and tells Vanessa the truth to gain her trust or sympathy? Can you imagine Vanessa's reaction? She's already dealing with Deanna dating Noah Rollins, trying to evaluate if this kid is good enough for her family. Imagine her finding out that her new bestie, Heather, is blackmailing her murderous casino boss brother. Vanessa would probably pack her bags, grab Deanna, and leave town forever. And honestly, I wouldn't blame her one bit. The drama is too much. I am just so incredibly invested in this sibling rivalry. It has escalated from petty bickering and control issues to literally life and death stakes. The writers have completely outdone themselves here. They took a simmering family tension and poured a gallon of gasoline on it, then handed Heather a match. Joey versus Heather is officially the best feud on television right now, and I will fight anyone who says otherwise. The acting, the writing, the sheer tension, it is chef's kiss perfect. But wait, let's think about the logistics of this blackmail for a second. Where is Heather going to hide the chip in the photo? She can't leave it in Joey's desk, obviously, because then she has no leverage if he moves it. Did she take it with her? Did she just take a picture of it on her phone? If she took the physical items, Joey is going to notice they are missing the next time he opens that secret drawer to obsess over his dark past. And the second he realizes it's gone, he's going to know exactly who took it. He knows she was sniffing around. He knows she has absolutely no boundaries. The paranoia is going to eat him alive before Heather even gets the chance to make her demands. I can picture Joey tearing his office apart, throwing chairs, screaming at his security guards, checking the cameras. Oh my God. The cameras. Did Heather disable the cameras before she went into the office? If she didn't, Joey is going to watch the high-definition footage of her finding his murder trophy. That would be the worst-case scenario. See? This is why I can't sleep. My brain is just spiraling with all the possible ways this is going to go horribly, horribly wrong for everyone involved. Heather is a master manipulator. Yes, she has her own dark skills. But Joey has been playing the game at a much higher, much deadlier level for a very long time. She is out of her depth, even if she doesn't realize it yet. She is playing chess with a man who will flip the board and shoot you. And let's talk about the victim for a second. The business rival from 10 years ago. I wonder if they are going to cast someone to play him in flashbacks. Or maybe he has family in town that we don't know about yet. What if someone comes looking for answers just as Heather is using this for blackmail? What if the rival's kid shows up at the casino looking for a job, completely unaware that the boss murdered their father? The dramatic irony would be absolutely off the charts. I would be glued to my screen. I am telling you, this storyline has the potential to carry the show for the next year. The fallout is going to be astronomical. If Joey goes down for murder, who takes over the casino? Does Heather think she can run it? Because that would be a disaster of epic proportions. The Armstrong empire would crumble in a week under her watch. She doesn't have the business acumen. She just has the manipulation tactics. The power vacuum in Fairmont Crest would be insane. I just love how this show can completely pull the rug out from under you. We spend months, sometimes years, analyzing these characters, thinking we know their limits, thinking we understand their motivations. And then boom, a secret drawer and a bloody chip change the entire landscape of the show. It makes you reevaluate every single interaction Joey has ever had with anyone on canvas. Every time he threatened someone, every time he casually mentioned making a problem go away, we thought it was just mob boss posturing. We thought he meant he'd ruin them financially, buy out their business, or run them out of town. We didn't think he meant he would literally slaughter them and keep a bloody token of his victory like a serial killer. It is so dark, so twisted, and so incredibly compelling. I am hooked. I am going to be counting down the minutes until Monday's episode. I need to see the exact moment Heather drops the bomb on him. I need to see the color drain from his face. I need to see if she actually has the guts to go through with it, or if she'll fold the second he glares at her with those dead, killer eyes. Because Joey is terrifying on a good day, but a cornered Joey who knows his life is over if he doesn't act, that is a whole different beast. All right, I need to force myself to go to sleep because my heart rate is way too high right now and I have to work in the morning. Please, please tell me I'm not the only one losing my mind over this. Drop your theories in the comments, hit me up on the forums, do whatever you gotta do, because we need to form a support group for this storyline. Joey Armstrong is a killer, Heather is a blackmailer, and Fairmont Crest will never, ever be the same again. Good night, everyone, and sweet dreams.